I don't have an intro yet.
You gotta come up with an intro. You must come up with an intro. Come on.
Well, okay. I was gonna make a little song, or a little, like, a song for the intro of this, but I didn't have time. So, for the first episode, I feel like the first episode is kind of like the first episode is more of a kind of like pilot episode, like see if this goes well, people like listening, if everything goes well, you know. So if
you need a song, it's got to be done correctly.
Okay.
You have audiences.
You have fans to support.
You have fans you have to think about, right? You have YouTube followers and people who have clicked like, and Instagramians who follow you. They deserve the very best that you, the artist, have to offer. So figure that shit out, okay? Come on.
I will. I'm sorry. I've let the fans down. We, the fans, think that there should be a song. Anyways.
Insert song here.
No,
you can record one and then put it in.
Okay. That was the intro, I guess. Wink.
Introduce yourself.
Stop. I was Okay. My name is Lauren, but I feel like that's probably already well known since I'm uploading this on my YouTube channel. And it's kind of for my friends. And what are you looking at? Okay. It's for my friends. So a lot of my friends are going to listen to this. And I wanted to create a podcast with my dad while I was in quarantine and really, really bored, where we kind of talk about modern stuff that he might not know about too well. And I want to educate him on pop culture and the world of Twitter and Instagram and all the fun stuff like that.
I want very much to be educated about the Twitter and the Instagram.
The Tweetstagram. Send me an email.
So what are you calling this podcast?
We came up with a name for it. It's like Dad Knows Nothing or something. Was that it?
All right, we can go with that.
Dad Knows Nothing? That's so mean.
No, that's fine. I'm willing to take a hit for your art.
That's so mean. Okay,
so introduce me.
You introduce yourself.
Oh, hi. I'm Brian Jans. I'm Lauren's dad, also known as Dada or Daddy.
Daddy.
And it's blatantly obvious that in my day-to-day life I am not I'm not down with so many of the cool things in the world, because Lauren and her mother are always pointing out to me where my knowledge deficiencies, and when I kind of turn my back but I'm sort of looking out of the corner of my eye, I can see them smiling and shaking their heads. And
what? Oh, okay. Hello. Are we doing ASMR? Stop! No, okay, this isn't an ASMR podcast, but, okay, so basically, we have a bunch of different, for the pilot episode, I kind of wanted to just do, like, a kind of a shorter episode, see if anybody's, like, interested in this, and to see, like, you know, what's up? Just hanging out with the kids, see what's up, just see what's cracking, you know? So, actually, what I did was I put a thing out on my story on my Instagram account, kind of saying, like, hey, my dad and I want to do a podcast because we're really bored, and also think it'd be fun. So we want to, so give us little things to either talk about, review, or, you know, just discuss, you know? That's what we're talking about. So I have a list made on my phone of all the different answers that all of my friends have given me. So I will start out with something quite basic, I guess, but my friend Austin asked us what we think about astrology.
Astrology?
Yes.
I'm a Scorpio. I know that.
Yes, I'm kind of the astrology queen in the house, I guess. Anyways, though, everyone knows that I know.
What do I think about astrology? I think it's kind of interesting.
It's cool.
I don't think it works, but I don't know.
It works.
Well, I know. I mean,
Stars aren't real, guys. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
but I don't know.
That's very valid. Yeah.
Teach me about astrology.
Yes. I don't know. It's like one of those things. I find it fun. I find it interesting. It's like insightful. I have a lot of books about astrology. I think it's interesting and fun to do. I don't know if I necessarily wholeheartedly believe it as like a spiritual thing, but I'm a Gemini sun with a Cancer rising and a Pisces moon, because I get super interested in all that. And I made you get co-star so I could figure out what your placements are, and you are a Scorpio sun, Scorpio moon, and Virgo rising.
Which makes me a mean, untrustworthy bastard.
No, people always think that Scorpios are awful and evil and the worst. But honestly, though, a bunch of the Scorpios, the fire just started. Oh, what? Okay, no, a bunch of the Scorpios that I've met are honestly really, really neat, and I love them. I think that they're really cool, and I like Scorpios a lot. But that's just a me thing. But anyways, I think astrology is super cool. I'm super into it. I follow all the Instagram pages for like the astrology memes. The favorite things are just the memes about it, because they're funny. Oh my god, it's gonna fall. Okay, hello. No, I just think that they're funny, and I think that me and Mom talk about it all the time, and you get confused because you're a man.
You know, like,
no, I'm joking.
I once in a while will read like the horoscopes in the newspaper, and
that's bullshit.
Okay, right, and so you got to teach me the real stuff.
Exactly.
What's all this rising business?
Basically though, with astrology, the shit in the newspaper isn't like real. It's like really stupid, and it's just like probably just like some sort of like, oh, look at this cool thing you can relate to. It's super fun. Everyone's like, oh my god, I'm so this. And all the stereotypes aren't real, and they're basically it's supposed to be more modeled after like the different placements of the planets and the stars and the constellations and like the actual Greek not Greek. Is it? But like the actual mythology about astrology. And you have three main placements. You have three dominant placements. One is your sun, which is basically where you, like, basically if you know your sign, that's your sun sign.
Okay, so I'm a Scorpio sun.
Yes, you're a Scorpio sun. And that depends on kind of like the time of the year that you're born and the, kind of just like, yeah, exactly, like I'm a Gemini because I was born on June 12th. Okay. And then your moon, what basically the sun represents is like your outward, like your core being as a person, your personality, like who you are. Okay. So I'm a Gemini sun, so that kind of means that I am very curious. I'm very kind of, I'm very, like, I like to know, I'm very... Yes, I'm very curious. I like learning a lot of new things. I'm kind of like just easy. Well, the thing is that the sun signs are so like they can take on so many different forms depending on what your moon and rising are. See, as like a Gemini with a fire moon, someone like an Aries moon would act almost completely different than someone like me who's a Gemini with a Pisces moon. Is your brain hurting?
It's interesting. No, yeah, it's interesting. It's certainly more complicated than what I grew up with. You know, you're kind of like a Scorpio or a Taureau or whatever.
Yes.
And you keep saying that I act so Scorpio.
Scorpios are very chaotic, I feel. Scorpios have a chaotic energy. I feel like the Scorpios can hide a lot of things. They can be very like, they hide a lot of emotion and then it kind of comes out everywhere. But Scorpios can be very like emotion, like in tune with their emotions, but also very like
interesting.
Not really. At the same time. Yeah, they can be like, I know what I'm feeling, but I'm not going to tell anybody right now. Or I'm really anxious and every single person on the entire planet needs to know. You know?
I'm kind of like I'm the former as opposed to the latter.
Yeah.
Really don't share it a lot.
And that's the thing. It's like your Scorpio moon and Scorpio sun, which is like double mega Scorpio, and then you have a Virgo rising, which
what does that do?
Your rising is basically how you like present yourself to the world, how you come off, like what your like how you present yourself to others.
Okay. And Virgo is?
Virgos can be very analytical, very logical, very organized. So I feel like that really definitely shows with like you and your career. It's like you can be very like organized, analytical, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's how you come off to other people. But then with the Scorpios can be a little bit more like... the thing with Scorpios, I find almost every single Scorpio I know has a really good sense of humor.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A really good sense of humor. Like, the really, like, dry and dark, but also really goofy.
Okay, so the short answer to your friend...
Austin asked the question about what we think about astrology.
Right, what do I think about astrology is... I haven't really thought about astrology in the past because the astrology that I grew up reading sort of your horoscope out of the newspaper apparently is... bull crap. and so the real astrology is more scientific, which is why there's ology after it.
Exactly.
And I just had my brain enlarged. Thank you.
Galaxy brain.
Yay.
No, but yeah, it's like, it's a lot more. Anyways, I'm not going to go off on a little rant, but... Oh, there's...
You got time for another question, right?
Oh, completely. We have a couple more questions. Okay, so I have an idea. I'm going to do, like, 3, because I got 3 main questions from my friends that really, like, kind of...
And you're going to do more podcasts in the future, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to have more episodes.
Save the questions.
Oh, we are. We're going to do 3. So I'm going to just take off astrology. But basically, another one from my friend Austin. He asked what we think about climate change.
What do I think about climate change? Okay, so climate change is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
Climate change is terrible. I should rephrase that.
Global warming.
Global warming and what we're doing to the environment currently with the consumption of fossil fuels and plastic waste is absolutely terrible. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely rubbish.
I knew you'd have a lot to say because you know many about the and like the scientific stuff.
Yeah, and so you know the melting of the ice fields, the melting of the polar caps, the uncontrolled increase in global warming.
Yeah,
and this is why we try our best to minimize the amount that we use the car and our selections around purchases and so forth. But just the difference in the oceans over the last 10 years of when you and I have been scuba diving.
Yeah.
Like you can actually see the coral bleaching and so forth. Mm-hmm. So I think that among other things, you know, we need to make better choices in our life. And my wife your mom is extremely diligent about making good environmental choices.
Oh yeah, she's great with that.
And also, I think we should expect more out of our politicians. So,
period.
So you know, some of the political decisions that have been made by the Canadian government have, I think, they're late in coming, but I think they're certainly they've got good intentions around lowering global Canada-based emissions.
Yeah, because we obviously, we live in Canada, so we kind of only have the scope of what's going on really here. Like, yes, we do hear a lot about what happens in America, because that's basically a lot of our news is kind of like the trickle down from American news, and also a lot of my friends live in America, so I feel like I get a lot of American news from them, not only on like social media, just from like interacting with them. But I feel like Canada and America can have a bit of a different approach to climate change.
Oh.
And I feel like I don't, honestly, to be completely honest, I don't know a lot about climate change. I know that it's real. I know that it's real. And I know that it's definitely, like, our Earth is, like, hurting. And I know that, like, you know, I don't want to talk about something that I'm not really educated in. Like, I don't want to spew off facts if I don't know if that, you know, that they're 100% real.
So, for your own sake, make decisions that involve, you know, using public transit instead of the car. Walk instead of taking the car. To stay away from prepackaged processed food with lots of waste associated with it, and we make more stuff at home. So you know, it's little decisions that I think if everybody made would certainly wouldn't solve climate change, but wouldn't be a bad thing if everybody were to fall in line making these sorts of changes. Yeah,
and I do know that, like, with certain countries, though, like, because I know with Canada, we definitely have a very significantly smaller population than America. Like, obviously, we have a very big landmass, which, but a very small population, which comes with a lot of green space and a lot of, we're very natural, if that makes sense. Like, there's a lot of trees and forests and mountains and all that stuff. And I feel like with America and other very highly populated countries, very densely populated countries, it's like everything, like, I feel like a lot of the things is like government too, because I know that there's a lot of stories with like government, just like dumping stuff into the ocean, like oil and all that.
Well, for me, if you identify a company that's harming the environment that you don't want to do business with, don't buy their stuff, don't
Support
pay
them.
for their services, don't support the company.
Because, like, as an individual, it can be hard to feel like you have some sort of impact with the climate, because it's like, I'm one person, like, what's using a paper straw gonna do? But, like, also, it's like, if you don't support certain companies that help contribute to this, like, global climate crisis that we're in right now, then I feel like that can be just as valid as, like, helping. It's, like, a valid way to help to solve climate change. And I feel like, obviously, climate change isn't good. Not at all. Obviously. But I feel like kind of everything in this world right now is kind of, like, I feel like a lot of stuff is coming to, like, I feel like a lot of stuff has, like, been pent up in our Earth for, like, a really long time. And it's kind of all exploding right now and kind of being like, you guys are hurting the Earth a lot. And that's not a good thing. And, I feel like we need to take a look at politics with, helping. Because, like, the homelessness and, like, the homelessness crisis, especially in Toronto and stuff like that. It's like, you need to look at politics and look at it and be like, oh, like, we need to do something. It's like a wake-up call. That's what the word I was looking for, a wake-up call.
There you go.
That's what it was. I was looking for that word for my entire little spiel there. But, it's kind of like we're called to kind of take care of everyone and the earth and the people and the living beings who are on this earth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's no more questions from Foster. Let's find something.
Foster? Austin.
Sorry, Austin. No more questions from Austin. He's already had 2 questions. Now you have to ask a question from somebody else.
A question. I do have a question from another friend of mine. Yes, okay. I do. Not just Austin. He just provided us with lots and lots of good...
You're awesome, Austin.
A confirmation. Anyways, he provided us with lots and lots of good talking points. But my friend Akira gave us a question. I know this term, and it's like a political kind of, like, a term most often used on the internet, but my friend Akira gave us this question. So what do we think about TERFs? Do you know what that means?
TERFs?
Yes. Do you know what a TERF is?
I have no idea what a TERF is.
Okay. Basically, there's this movement mainly on the internet, but it's very similar to, like, incel type of thing, but but it's basically, it stands for trans exclusionary radical feminist. Exclusionary radical feminist. Yes, it's basically someone who identifies as a feminist but doesn't believe that trans people should have rights.
And are these real people?
Yes, they are.
Okay, I think they're kind of assholes.
Yes, they are. They are.
Exclusionary radical
feminist. Because it's like, I believe in equality, but not for you guys. Guess what? That's not equality. Guess what?
It's wow. Okay.
Yeah.
To identify yourself as a radical feminist, is okay. Sure, that fine. You know what? Pro-feminist makes sense. Love
Obviously,
it.
Yeah. We're awesome. I think everybody should be feminist because it's not even. We were talking about this last night.
Yeah. Sure. And everybody should have, I think, tendencies which support feminism.
Oh yeah.
Because quite frankly, if we exclude one group, it makes it easy to exclude a whole bunch of groups.
Exactly, because that's what we were talking about last night, is how feminism just doesn't only benefit, like, women, but it will benefit everyone. Because it's not just about women getting the equality that they deserve, it's about everybody getting equality. and that's what equality is. You know,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense, what
Yep.
I just said. No, but yeah, it's a movement on the internet mainly. It's a lot of people who believe that trans women are trying to infiltrate. That had air quotes.
Okay, that's part of me says, oh, what the fuck? Seriously? Like, pardon my language. But,
Yeah, no, it's stupid.
radical feminist, fine. Trans exclusionary, like, to actually define yourself as a
Yeah.
feminist who specifically excludes transgender
Individuals.
women,
Or
you know,
just individuals, too.
It seems like a kind of a narrow little.
It's very backwards.
You know, it's a very narrow little bandwidth you're aiming toward.
Exactly.
So, I'm not sure what radical feminists have up their
Butts.
What about trans women bugs them so much? And is this actually a real, like, is this a big deal?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
lots of-
Yeah, because my friend Akira, who sent this question in, they are non-binary, and they said that like they've talked about like how trans TERFs have been like, you're not welcome because you are non-binary.
Okay, you know what? Then fine. Then don't hang around with them. Stay the hell away from them.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, I think there's always going to be people who want to pick a fight about something.
Exactly.
You know, you're not like me. You are, you're blonde and I'm brunette. You're cis and I'm trans. You're gay and I'm not. For fuck's sakes, hang around with the people that love you and the people you can get along with, and just ignore, walk away. My gut tells me that these TERFs
Yes.
are just looking for an audience and looking for a
Yeah, look for
platform.
attention.
And if you shut off and turn off and tune out the hate, sometimes you starve that fire of a little bit of the oxygen it needs. And,
Yeah.
and so change the channel to something funny. Change the channel and chat with somebody you love. And I'm trying to figure out what would be a good acronym to turn TERF into turd. Sorry.
Exactly.
Ow, my ears.
Sorry. You know that I have a big laugh.
So-
but yeah, TERFs are turds.
Who's that again, Akira?
Akira, my friend Akira.
Yeah, I hope this hasn't. I hope that this hasn't been a big issue in your life, and that these people haven't made your life too miserable.
Mm-hmm.
But the best revenge is good living.
Oh, period.
And growing up to turning out to be the kind of person that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
and
live
so,
your
yeah,
life.
Yeah, send Lauren a message if you want to feel good, and try to ignore and not give any creed to the turds.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I don't like. I think that's a stupid thing. I have one very quick last question.
Okay, shoot. Who's this from?
This is my friend Joseph.
Joseph.
I've told you all about my friend Joseph.
Okay.
He sent me a question. He wants to know your opinion on jorts, which are jean shorts, but they're made out of jeans, so they're cut shorter to look like shorts. Jorts. What do you think about jorts?
Okay, this is Joseph, right?
Joseph, my friend Joseph. Yes.
Joseph, in my day, back when I was young, those were called cutoffs. It's something your mom let you do. If you like totally beat up your jeans and tore the knees out and they weren't acceptable looking anymore, you get to cut them off. And the rule was you had to cut them off below the length of the pocket, because if you cut them off above the length of the pocket, the little tippy-toppy bits of the pocket poked out underneath the hem of the shorts. Right, and so it was...
That's not a good look.
No, it's not a good look, right?
Exactly.
Plus, it's kind of short, and I would imagine you would be kind of aghast if I were to go out in short jean cutoffs. So two things to know about... Well, the three things to know about jorts.
Okay.
It's not new. Some marketer just put a cute name to it, and they're dressing it up. You can make jorts all by yourself at home. That's the first thing. They're not new. Second thing is... You gotta cut them off at the right height so the little tippy bits of the pockets don't poke below the hem and make you look like a total loser. That's the second, and the third is you gotta get the frizzle just right, like the
Yeah.
little strings from the
Be
cut
fashionable.
side, they have to be fashionable.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
It's
exactly.
a definite no to have your mom hem them. Right? That's just not acceptable.
Did Oma do that?
Oh my God.
Oh no!
This is the horror that I grew up with, right?
Oh no!
All right, okay. This is
Did Oma hem your jorts?
I hemmed my jorts,
Oh.
and you had to turn them into jorts when the knees went out, right? Because only
How dare you wear-
only gangsters and bikers had jeans with the
Thugs.
knees out, right?
Oh.
This is the this is
is
what I grew up in,
Windsor.
So yeah, jorts, not new. Cut them the right length so the tippy bits of the
Yes.
pockets don't point out, and they don't get hemmed. You just need a little bit of loose cloth string hanging down.
Perfect. What about our general opinion? Are they really cute? Like, yes. How about, okay, there's this thing with the drag, in the drag community. Basically, there's this fashion photo review on the drag, side of the internet, where you can toot or boot a look. So
Toot or boot?
yes, you toot or boot a look, and if you toot it, that means it's a good look. Yes, we like it. That's a toot.
Okay.
Or if you boot it, that means no, yucky, we don't like this.
Okay, so and the question is, do I toot or boot jorts?
Yes.
This is like learning a whole new language. Okay, and so I just Googled jorts, and some images came up. Oh, jorts! Wow. Okay, see these? They hemmed them. Oh!
How dare they?
Oh my God! This
Disgusting!
is just wrong, right? Okay, but jorts, male versus female. Yeah, like this is an okay
Study
look.
of jorts.
But my own opinion, they can't be hemmed.
No.
And this is just too short. Like to have the length of the legs level with the crotch. The crotch is just too short. These are
Despicable.
short shorts. And you can see here where the pockets are actually hanging down below the level of the leg.
Disgusting.
That's just wrong. They
crime.
need to be longer.
Absolutely.
Right? And so do I toot it or boot it? I would toot it.
To an extent?
To an extent. I'm not giving it a unilateral, like I'm not giving it an unlimited toot.
Okay.
I would toot it to say, it depends entirely on how well the jort is executed.
Yes.
And
yeah, absolutely.
I have to say, when I met your mother the first time, she was wearing jean shorts.
Oh, jorts get you married.
Right? She was wearing jean shorts, and she looked kicking.
Hell yeah. Jorts
Right.
get you married. That's basically what we've come across. That's basically our ending statement. Jorts will get you married.
Yeah, but they have to be the right length. And
right jorts will get you married.
The right jorts will get you married, or at least get you laid. Sorry, can I say that on?
Yes, you can.
Okay, all right. Okay, that's my feeling about jorts.
Okay, those are our airing our grievances with jorts.
This has been very educational.
Yes, there's gonna be a lot more. I have a couple episodes planned. I have one where I've told you all about Animal Crossing. It's my favorite video game in the entire world ever. Besides Minecraft, I do love my Minecraft, but I also love Animal Crossing just as well. But, okay, I've told you all about Animal Crossing. It's the game with all the tiny little funny animal creatures. And basically, I have a bunch of villagers from Animal Crossing picked out, and you have to guess their names.
Oh.
Yes, and I will.
Okay,
Leah gave me this idea.
All right.
My lovely girlfriend gave me this idea, and it's the best idea I've ever heard. And it will be an Animal Crossing themed episode.
Okay, so today we've learned about jorts and
Yes.
turds and
Trans rights.
what are they called?
No, I was just saying trans rights.
Trans rights.
Trans rights, absolutely.
Jorts and turds and boots and toots and
It sounds like a Dr. Seuss poem, like
Yeah.
jorts and turfs and boots and toots.
yeah. from Akira.
Akira taught us all about turfs.
Yeah. And
Austin taught us about astrology.
Right on, Austin. And then the
Joseph.
Jorts came from Joseph.
Yes, he's my friend that I told you about who is trans, and then he went to a party, and then a cis guy was like, hey, let's talk about motorcycles, and he was like, this is the most validating experience of my entire life.
Okay. I'm not sure I could carry off the conversation. I'm like, motorcycles, 2 wheels. Next question. Anyways, are these folks okay with you mentioning their names? Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're not going to get picked up by the Secret Service or anything?
No,
like
I'm
that?
going to call the CIA on all my friends. I'm going to say, go get them!
Okay, so next episode is going to be about naming your Animal Kingdom villagers.
Well, basically, they all have names already. They all come with their names in the game. They're all little characters, but you're going to guess what their names are, and I will tell you if you are right or wrong or anything like that. And I also have another whole episode where I go through... Have you ever heard of Urban Dictionary?
Yes.
Yes, basically...
I've never used it, but I've heard
Yes, Urban Dictionary. I will put together a list of, like, modern slang words and modern terms and stuff like that from Urban Dictionary, and you have to guess what they mean.
I can do this.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm totally down with this.
Very exciting.
All right.
Okay. Very exciting. Okay!
We love you all. Goodbye.
We love you all so much, and throughout this tough time that we're experiencing right now, remember to show love to everyone that you love, and tell your friends that you love them, and just... let's stay hopeful, and we love all of you, and we hope that you all have an incredible evening, morning, afternoon, day, time, all the time. So, we will see you later. Goodbye!